In the last 60 days, my client Danny generated around $70,000 in closed deals from YouTube. And that's with a channel that only has around 1,800 subscribers. We had no videos go viral, no massive following, but still we generated high five figures. This might seem impossible, but it's actually a system that we use for all of our clients that works every single time. In this video, we break down how we did it, what strategy we used, why you have to have YouTube if you're selling anything high tickets, and exactly how you can replicate this for yourself. But before we get started, if you don't know who I am, I'm Chris and I run Atlas Media. We're a YouTube agency that helps businesses book qualified sales calls directly from their YouTube channels. And this is all using organic content. In the first 3 months of 2026 alone, we were able to generate around $300,000 in sales across our handful of clients. So now that you know who I am and why I can speak on this, let's get right into the video. So we collected around $70,000 in cash collected in a 60-day period from YouTube. And I'm going to show you exactly how we did it, right? So we took this client's channel over around 3 months ago and we generated him around $70,000 in 50 days with under 20,000 views, right? And in the first 7 days of actually working with him, we generated around $12,000 in revenue. As you can see, I believe the stats for YouTube is 14 opt-ins, 7 applications, 4 book calls, and 2 closes. That's $12,000, right? So we did $40,000 in month 1 and around $30,000 in month 2. This is the form that he filled in. We just got him set up on Trakeo and I'm actually showing you those results right now. So here are the results from Trakeo directly. We have around $95,000 in pipeline value booked directly from YouTube, and we just got him on board onto Trakeo on the 23rd of June. It's been 8 days, right? So we've generated around nearly $100,000, probably about $100,000 now in pipeline value directly from his YouTube videos. And this isn't an isolated event, right? So this isn't something that we've only done once. We've done this multiple times across different businesses. Nate I said $26,000 generated with only 20K views. Todd Pritchard around $36,000 in booked pipeline value, and we were able to help Anna Scherstinger with the production only of his videos, and yeah, we were able to generate nearly 1 million views for him. And as you can see, there's some more proof for Todd. So in this video, we're going to go over how we did it, what strategy we used, why you need this if you're selling anything high ticket, and how you can do it as well. So this is actually how we did it. We had to completely revamp his channel, and as you can see, he was posting random content with no strategy. So all these titles here aren't great, and except for this one's actually pretty good. And the videos are kind of all over the place, and it's a lot of like testimonial videos. So there's no content strategy. The thumbnail is obviously bad. Ideas all over the place, calling out 2 different industries and niches. So it's calling out AI agencies and AI lead gen agencies, and then not booking many calls from YouTube. When I had our initial sales call with Danny, he told me he'd booked around 3 or 4 people from his YouTube, and that obviously isn't a good thing because he has a decently sized Instagram, so he should be generating a lot of revenue, right? So we came in and changed a lot on the channel that immediately started booking him calls, right? So like I said, within the first 2 videos, we were able to generate him around $12,000. So as you can see, yeah, we've had multiple outliers with Danny, and we generated him tens of thousands of dollars from YouTube, as I've told you. So these are the new videos we've ripped out. There's actually like 3 or 4 underneath here that have done really well. So we actually stopped targeting all of AI and went specific, right? We went specific into AI lead gen, not just AI agencies, and then we started attacking other agencies, right? So we implemented real thumbnail concepts, so actually stealing rappers and then making them our own, started using ideas that actually brought in the right people, and immediately leveraged results and gave away a lot more free value, right? We gave away way more stuff for free. He was a bit hesitant to do that. Obviously I convinced him, and from there we were starting to rip a lot of calls from YouTube. We posted videos that his audience wanted to see, videos that we knew his audience actually didn't know they wanted, and free stuff like right here, as you can see, here's how to build 100K a month, AI lead gen agency, private recording. So we gave away a free recording from his mentorship. And we also realized during this section here that Danny's audience was incredibly sophisticated, because when it came to posting a vlog, they did not care for it, right? So that's how we were able to realize that they really just cared about learning. So we doubled down on that and started making him a lot more money. And we literally one-shotted his best performing video on the channel with the first upload that we did with him. And not only that, but this video alone generated him $12,000 in around 1 week, and that being the most he's brought from any video before, right? So this is all good and well, but what's actually more important is the strategy we used and how we implemented it onto the channel. But before we get to that, if you want any help doing this with your YouTube and you sell an info product or run a B2B business, then click the link in the description below, book a call, and we can see if we're a good fit. And as you can see here, there's a whole bunch of results here. Danny, I think we generated him like $300,000 in pipeline value. So this is a bit outdated, but we know what we're doing. We can definitely help you. And yeah, book a call, we'll see if we're a good fit, and let's carry on with the video. So the next thing is a strategy, and this is probably one of the most important things, right? So we actually did 2 things to make this work. Is one, we tightened up the niche a bit since his audience was super sophisticated, and then we started attacking the broad niche he was originally targeting and did what we call viewer manipulation to change the thought process of those viewers and turn them into buyers, right? So we've actually booked calls from videos where we were purposefully targeting industry, right? Which is AI agencies by itself. He wants people to only want to do AI lead gen agency. So that's kind of what we did. He used to post a lot of broad AI niche agency content, which brought a lot of time wasted and broke people, since I'm sure if you know this, the AI agency space is full of broke people, like just in general. So we had to nail it down and actually re-sophisticate his audience and make them understand that they just want to learn stuff that is valuable to them. So as you can see here, how to get AI agency, 5 AI tools I built my agency, is talking about VAPI and stuff like that, and how I built a 350k selling AI. So in these, he was targeting broad niches, but he was still kind of talking about cold email, which is the AI lead gen, right? We actually started posting AI lead gen specific content, and this not only increased his views, but it booked more calls and made him more money, right? So why did it do that? Very, very simple. We were able to identify that his market was incredibly sophisticated, and he also wanted to point out the aware viewers, people who wanted to start AI lead gen, not just AI agency, because then they got into the video and it was about one specific business model, and it was kind of like throwing people off. So that's probably why he wasn't getting any book calls. So we were just like, let's be super upfront about what we're doing here and leverage the AI lead gen, and it worked really, really well for us. Another person who's in a competing niche is Jordan Platten. He does lead generation. He teaches people lead generation right now. And then number 2, we started targeting and attacking the AI industry and brought in new people that book calls, right? So when I talk about viewer manipulation, I mean that manipulating someone into understanding that the path that they're on is wrong, right? So 90% of the time, people who start business, their path isn't the greatest. And I think personally, starting straight off with selling AI agents and stuff isn't a great way to build recurring revenue. And we know this, and Danny knows this. So we're able to leverage that, right? So we had tons of comments from AI agency fanatics, and we purposely disrupted them after videos. This video came up after AI agency videos, right? We actually have proof of that. And it instantly and immediately started triggering people, which is what we wanted, right? And it brought in a lot of new people and converted people's mindsets on how to actually sell AI, which is what we do. We're doing it for the better. I know it sounds like manipulation, sounds like a bad thing. This is actually for the better. So that's all good and well, but what's more important is why you actually need something like this to scale your business, right? So Danny actually said in a testimonial that we did with him that anyone who's running any offer right now that is under 6 figures is probably not running on YouTube. So as you can see, Danny even knows and understands that YouTube is so important. And so this is why you definitely need YouTube, right? So why do you even need a strategy or YouTube in general? And it's pretty simple. YouTube is a funnel, and this is exactly how it works, right? So there's basically 3 stages: top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. Now there's a lot more nuances and intricacies like awareness stages and stuff like that, and types of content, but this is the basic understanding of how content and YouTube actually works in order for you to be able to convert people from your YouTube channel, right? So let's start off with top of funnel, right? These videos bring in a lot of eyes. The purpose of these videos is to increase the viewer amount, right? I'm not one to go crazy about how many views a video gets. I really don't care. One of the testimonial videos we uploaded for Danny has around 180 views, and around 12 people have already booked a call with that. So views don't really mean anything, but that's the purpose of this type of content, right? So as you can see here, these are examples. Exactly how I started 10K a month AI lead gen agency. How I make 25K selling AI lead gen. Stop selling AI receptionist, sell this instead. Purposely pointing out desire, right? Which is very, very important for info. Middle of funnel, these videos nurture those eyes, right? So all the eyes that you're getting from the top of funnel, the people need to be nurtured, right? They're not going to immediately book a call. They need to understand who you are. They need to learn who you are. So that's why we post this type of content. So we have like the free recording. So that's immediately giving value and nurturing people. Exactly how to do X in type of business. So that's also going to nurture people. And then how to close clients. So a sales guide or something like that, right? This is all niche specific, right? Niche specific content that only people who had already gone through this stage would understand. And then bottom of funnel is super, super simple. This converts the eyes that we're nurturing already previously. Here are some examples. So he makes X from his AI lead gen agency. He makes X from his AI lead gen agency. This video here actually generated 12 book calls. So that's how well this funnel works, right? People come from here, they watch this and then immediately get converted from a video that only has 180 views. If you don't have any of these stages, do you think you could make nearly as much money? Hell no, right? All big info businesses and B2B companies already have this. Anthony and Clay have massive YouTube channels. Why do you think they have that? Jeremy Haynes, one of the biggest info gurus, if you want to call him that, in the world, posts on YouTube. Why? Do you think he does it for fun? No. Cole Gordon, same thing. Do you think he does it for fun? No. Jerry Moana, do you think he does it for fun? No. They know that content is so important because 1, content makes you money. 2, content will be the only moat left in the years to come, right? If you don't want anyone copying you anymore, it comes to them not being able to copy you, right? Your personality, how you are. No one can speak how I speak. No one can speak how Jeremy speaks. No one is the same as anyone. So that becomes your moat in 2026, right? All these people make $1 million a month from their info offer. I'm sure more, right? Jeremy Haynes, I think, is making 3, 4, 5, 6 million. I'm not sure what Cole Gordon and Jeremy Mana are making. I know Jeremy Mana is making a killing. So they're making $1 million from their info offer. If they're posting on YouTube, what makes you think you shouldn't be? Do you think you're better than them? No, of course you're not, right? Because you're not making the same amount of money. If you actually want to make a lot of money, you need to be posting YouTube content. Now I'm gonna break down one of the last steps is how you can do it too. So here are the 4 steps that you can start off on doing this yourself so that you can actually bring in a lot more revenue from your YouTube channel. Right. One is look at what's performing in your niche, copy it, and add a new angle to it. Right? So let me give you an example. Let's say there's a video that says how this trading strategy made me X in 2026, in brackets, nobody teaches us, right? So we're adding a spin on the title in order to make it a little bit different, but we're still using outlier research with that. Every single month, you need to be posting 2 top of funnel content, 1 middle of funnel content, and 1 bottom of funnel content in order to initiate the funnel inside a YouTube channel, right? And then you always need to CTA in the middle of the video. So the more people who see it, the more likely for them to book, right? So if somebody is watching your video and they only get to the 30% mark, at least they've already seen a CTA, so they know either for next time or right now to go click the link in the description. You'd be surprised how many people just don't know you have anything to sell if you don't CTA it, right? I know Alex Hormozi and some other people say you shouldn't CTA in your videos. I think it's absolute bullshit. You should sell, right? You need to sell your offer, CTA to the video, get people to take action every single time, right? And then you always need to CTA to another video at the end of the video to increase watch sessions. So the longer someone watches, the more people will book. What a watch session is essentially how long someone spends per session they're on your channel watching your content. Now, what do we want with that? We want people to spend a lot of time watching your content. Google study says around 7 hours is needed for someone to actually become a customer through content. So make sure you always optimize to send people directly to another video at the end of the video. So that's exactly how we helped Danny generate around $70,000 in revenue in 50 days. Listen, if you're an info owner or B2B owner, this is the only way in 2026 that you can build a moat and make a lot of money through organic content. Because YouTube can be used behind your ads, it can be used behind any cold email sequences, it can be used behind your Instagram content. And if you want to actually do this with somebody who does this for a living for other people, click the link in the description, book a call, and we'll see you for a good fit. We don't work with everyone because we have an incredibly manual process. So the more people we take on, the lower the quality of our work will be for our other clients. So if you actually want help doing what we did for Danny, click the link in the description, book a call, and we'll see you for a good fit. And if you actually want to see the testimonial of how I helped Danny at around $30,000 in the first month we worked together, click this video right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.